This is the Darién Gap. Yup, the most dangerous and terrifying area in the world, located between the borders of Colombia and Panama. Crossing this 100-mile region, which means passing through the Valley of Death. Due to this area, North America and South America are still not connected by any road or a rail network. Throughout human history, attempts have been made to cross this entire area by car or jeep only 7 times, despite being extremely dangerous.
No puedo volver a intentar coger la selva.
¿Por qué?
Porque la selva está muy difícil, yo no doy en la selva, me puedo quedar muerta en la selva, ¿entiendes? Como se han quedado muchos, porque han habido muchos muertos, que yo por lo menos no puedo subir en la loma y tengo que seguir por mi hijo, porque mi hijo me necesita, mis hijos están en una silla de ruedas, y ¿quién es? Su mamá es la que tiene que atenderlo, porque solo tiene su mamá. Yo no quiero dinero, yo lo que quiero es que me lo faciliten y que no tenga que subir esas lomas porque es que me voy a quedar en ella. Me desespero, me vuelvo loca por llegar donde está él. Sufro, todas las libras que he bajado es de sufrir por mi hijo. Yo no aguanto tanto sufrimiento. No aguanto.
Every year, thousands, rather millions of people from South American countries, especially Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela, attempt to cross this region with the dream of a better life in Central and North America. In 2023-24, millions of people tried to reach Mexico and then the United States through the Darién Gap, but several hundred lost their lives while attempting to cross. What is so special about this 100-mile area that it is considered the most dangerous place in the world? And despite having so much money and technology, why has no attempt been made to build a road or rail network in this area to this day? In the 21st century, where state-of-the-art cities have been built even in scorching deserts, why is it so difficult to construct a road or rail in this small area? There are 4 reasons for this. The first reason is the dangerous weather. The Darién Gap is located about 100 kilometers above the equator line, which makes the climate extremely hot. With the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans on the north and south, the humidity is also very high. This entire area is covered with dense forests, and it rains for almost 330 days a year. Because of this, not only do flash floods occur frequently, but landslides also happen on the mountains.
Al momento de ingresar yo a la selva, ¿verdad? Eso fue fuerte por, como he comentado, la lluvia, los gritos de los animales, ¿entiendes? Gente muerta, niños ahogados. Fue una experiencia horrible. Al segundo día, a mí se me pierde mi hijo. No sé cómo me descuidé yo por ayudar a otras personas y mi hijo se me perdió. Cuando me decían que ya lo diera por perdido, que siguiera mi camino porque no había vuelta atrás. El guía no te va a esperar. La gente no te va a esperar. Atrás quedaron mucha gente con los pies rotos, que se cayeron. Gente que tú no podías ayudar, aunque quisieras, no podías. Porque si te dejaba el grupo, te quedabas con él. O eras tú.
Due to such heavy rainfall and floods, construction in this region becomes extremely difficult, as good weather is essential for building infrastructure. Even if solutions are found to tackle these challenges, then the second most dangerous thing is deadly animals and insects. Nowhere else on our entire land can you find as many venomous snakes, spiders, and mosquitoes as in this Darién Gap. Then, since there are no hospitals, no houses, and nothing at all in this entire area, if any of these creatures bite you, your survival is almost impossible. That's why most people passing through here die from malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, snake venom, or drowning in the river. But it's not like building a road here is completely impossible for America and other such countries. Yes, it will definitely be expensive and challenging, but again, it's not impossible. So, what is the reason that no attempts are made to build a road or railway here? The truth is, some countries don't want any road or rail network to be built here, especially the United States and Panama. In the 19th century, Panama was a province of Colombia, but due to the Darién Gap, it was very difficult for Colombia to maintain control over Panama. The only route for the Colombian government to stay connected with Panama was through the ocean. Taking advantage of this disconnection, Panama started a movement for independence from Colombia. In the early 20th century, the United States began taking a keen interest in this movement. Actually, America had a great interest in the Panama Canal and wanted to have control over it, because, before its construction, trade between Eastern and Western America was extremely difficult. Ships had to cross the entire South American continent to reach either the western or eastern coast of America. To solve this issue, an artificial canal was built, allowing not only American trade ships, but also the Navy to easily move from one side to the other in just a few days. At that time, controlling the Panama Canal was considered highly important because whoever controlled it could also control a major weakness of America. However, Colombia, which controlled the region at the time, refused to hand over control of the canal to America. As a result, the United States actively supported Panama's independence movement. This led to Panama becoming an independent country in 1903, and the US was the first country to recognize it. In return, the newly formed Panamanian government granted America permanent control over all lands surrounding the canal. This area remained under American control until 1999, when it was officially handed back to Panama. However, even today, the Panama Canal remains a crucial strategic point for the US and other countries. Currently, around 6% of the world's sea trade passes through this canal, facilitating trade between South America and North America. The canal connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, with approximately 12,000 to 14,000 cargo ships passing through it each year. Most of the trade between East Asia and America relies on this route, making the canal especially important for the US and China. If we come to the topic of the Darién Gap, it lies between Colombia and Panama. Colombia, which has suffered from years of internal violence and instability, and Colombia's drug cartels are infamous throughout South America. The country produces the highest amount of cocaine in the world, which is up to 60 to 70% of the world's supply, most of which is smuggled from here to Central and North America. However, due to the Darién Gap, smuggling through this route is extremely difficult, forcing smugglers to use sea routes where Panama's coast guards frequently intercept them. Now, if a road or rail network were to be built in this region, the US fears that Colombia's drug cartels could infiltrate Panama and potentially damage the Panama Canal. Not only that, but it would also make it much easier for them to transport drugs to Mexico and the US. The whole generation comes in danger. So for this reason, even if the governments of Panama and Colombia were to agree on developing a road or rail network here, the US would never allow such development to take place. Now, we come to the last reason for not developing the Darién Gap, and that is to stop illegal migration. In reality, Latin America is far behind North America economically, politically, and in terms of living standards. Most countries in South America are plagued by corruption, poor governance, and political instability, which is why millions of people want to leave their countries in search of a better life. For all these people, there is no other option but to go through the Darién Gap, as it is the shortest route to America. For the past few years, America has made its immigration policy very strict, which leaves these people with only one option: to reach America illegally. However, for this, they have to risk their lives and pass through the dangerous Darién Gap. Every year, thousands of people enter America through Central America and then Mexico via this gap. But the biggest obstacle in all these routes is solely the Darién Gap. Even if someone manages to survive the 10-day dangerous journey through the Darién Gap with landslides, heavy rainfall, dangerous animals and insects, and reach America, but they can't escape America's strict immigration policy.